Well, you know what the funny thing was? That it wasn't until and I know if you know me, you will understand, and you will maybe even sympathize, not only with me, but with the people that have had to work with me for the last few days, when I say that it was not until at some point yesterday, late in the day, when somebody said, after we had been, well, let me start again. See, I figured that it was a sort of guitar thing. See, I didn't actually read the piece of paper that somebody had obviously sent and suggested that this was, yeah, I didn't actually read it, see. So I was just figuring, well, and I was surprised when somebody said, well, would you come and teach guitar. It wasn't until I got here that I found out that was not the case at all, that I was supposed to be talking about songwriting or something, and somebody in the class, after 2 days now, finally had the nerve to say, would you talk about songwriting? And so I didn't do it at the time, and I thought I would take this opportunity to at least mention some of my feelings on the subject. So I hope you won't mind if I spend just a few moments here, because for me, frankly, I never said I knew anything about it to begin with, and which is why it took me by surprise that somebody wanted to hear me talk about it. Nevertheless, the older I get, the smarter I look to some people, and people have been coming up to me, frankly, recently, and saying, Arlo, would you, talk about songwriting? And I say, yeah, sure, and I make stuff up about it, and if they walk away happy, I figure I told them the truth. I don't know whether these folks here will be happy or not upon leaving, but because we never got to talk about songwriting. But let me say that for me, songwriting has always been more, it's more like fishing, frankly. It's like you're sitting there, and songs are swimming by. And if you got a pen, you can catch them. I know, because I let a lot go by that was meant for me. I was busy watching TV or something important, and so they just went on to other people. Bob Dylan. I don't have a lot of songwriting advice. What I would say when people ask is, do whatever you want. Just don't be sitting downstream of Bob Dylan. I even mentioned it to Bob one time. I wrote him a letter. I said, Bob, why don't you throw the small ones back sometime? He didn't think it was funny either, but see, it's hard to tell with him, because he doesn't have one of those happy camper faces, is what I'm saying. And, so it's hard to say what's on his mind and stuff. As a matter of fact, I remember back around 1982, I was making a record for my last record for Warner Brothers. It was a record called Power of Love, and I had already recorded most of it. I just had to pick the order of the songs or something out there in Hollywood, and just to finish off the project. And I went into the studio out there in Burbank one day and to finish it up. And there was a guy in the studio that day making a radio ad for my new record. And it's the same as today. They pick a few of the songs, and put them together, just cut them up in little pieces, and talk over the top, Arlo Guthrie, his new record coming out on Warner Brothers, whatever it was. I just thought it was kind of fun to sit there and have them talking about me, And so I thought I'd go in there, and contribute to the creative process, my songwriting stuff. And I walked in, I said, man, instead of using like 3 tunes this big, you could do 6 tunes that big. He had that same response, and he took his headphones out and threw them on the floor. He said, I'm tired of you stupid hippies telling me what to do. I hate you people. And he walked out. And I was left just standing there, feeling my usual self. The guy in the engineer in the control room was talking to me through the glass. He said, Arlo, he said, I think you blew it, man. You pissed him off. He's not coming back. He said, you might as well finish that record up yourself, buddy. You're paying for the time. I said, oh, okay, So I went in, I cut a few more of my songs together like I wanted to, and I knew I couldn't do a regular announcement, so I went like this. I just went, hey, this is Bob Dylan. I know I'm supposed to be working on my own stuff. When an Arlo record comes out, I stop everything just to sing along. I started singing along with myself, you know, Anyway, the next day the phone rang. President of Warner Brothers was on the phone. Said, Arlo, get down here now. I go down to the big office. I'm talking about 3 times the size of this room. I mean, and there was a table from here to the back of the room, and there was nothing around the table but lawyers squirreled in on both sides. And the only thing on the table was a little cassette of the ad I had made the day before. I said, Arlo, you can't do that stuff. Well, you stupid. You better get sued. You're going to get us sued. You can't do stuff like that. You want to do something like that, you have to get Dylan's permission. I said, well, get his permission. He said, you want us to send that to Bob Dylan? I said, yeah, sure. So they got to send it to you, guy. Runs it up the coast to Malibu. A few days went by and the phone rang. Arlo, yeah, it's me, Bob. Hey, when my record comes out, would you make one for me? That's a true story, 1982. I'm pretty sure he's made another record since then. Probably just lost my phone number or something. Anyway, I thought I'd leave it at that. And, I don't know how to turn this thing off. But that's my storytelling. That's my songwriting philosophy is stretch the truth. Okay.